Where you lead me,
Dear viewers, I
I
welcome you
follow.
to Poetry Time with
When
Sr
you call
Prisca on
me,
Nyewokorin.
I will
The
answer.
caption of my poem
Oh
today
my
is
Lord,
God is
please
a
teach
carpenter.
me how
Now
to
listen
know your
attentively.
way.
God is a carpenter. His tools are a reflection of how hard he works. With his hammer, nail, saw, and chisel, he builds a world that never fails. He provides forth and valor. His labor of love for us, uncommon joy a doorstep. As his hands coils, he shapes each heart and life, our vessels gain power. For every trial a nail to bear, to build a faith beyond compare, bringing works of beauty to life that his people can parade. His grace is the glue that binds all into place, so that each plank can withstand any storm or race. He will never disband nor change his staff. His love is so strong, no one can part. He is the maker, his hands are balanced. Each sawdust spy he crafts. He cuts, forms, and reshapes the world aside, picking up broken dreams to set them aside. For those who feel stuck, he sees beyond their plight. With each stroke of his wood, he brings hope and delight, mending healing parts. His bench, the altar of the earth, where every soul finds its rebate. God is a carpenter. He shapes all lives. He picks up all pieces to make us rise when life seems crushing and uncertain paths underfoot. Remind yourself as they pass by. God is a carpenter still at work at your flank, in every dawn, in every hill, for in his workshop we belong. I believe you have really enjoyed this poem. It's something that is unimaginable when you listen. God is a carpenter. Have you ever thought of God being a carpenter? Really, he is a carpenter, exceptionally one, because he is an artist. He is a master of all. And from the things known to us, we try to discover the unknown. This is the identity of God. God, a carpenter. If God could tell us that there is an occupation that we may call carpentry, that means that God Himself has been one and He is one. He has already mastered the art because God knows everything. And so when we see friends who are into carpentry or those who do the work of carpenters or carpentry or who are carpenters, we can now understand and value the work they do. Because for you to be a carpenter, you must have your tools with you, ready, and know how to use them at all times when you are being called to do so. Every emergency work, a carpenter knows how to do it and has a solution for them. A carpenter uses everything he has, his senses, his ideas, his imagination to provide solution. And that's exactly what God has been to us. Since He created us in His own image, He knows everything about us. He knows when things about us go wrong, and He knows what to do in order to fix it. His tools are a reflection of how hard He works. Our God is not a lazy one. He is a hard-working God. And that's the reason God says, when you are approaching the altar, never approach the altar of God empty-handed, because from what you bring to God, the fruit of your own labor, God blesses your work. Remember the story of Cain and Abel in the Holy Scripture. Remember other passages in the Holy Scripture that tells us about hard work. We must be up and doing in every field of work we find ourselves. For every trial a nail to bear, to build a faith beyond compare, bringing works of beauty to life that His people can parade. How beautiful do you make the work you do? It's not necessarily that you must be a carpenter in order to associate or identify yourself with the code of carpenters, the God who is a carpenter of our life. But the question remains, in your own field of work, how serious do you take your work? How efficient are you? How trustworthy are you in the work you do? Do you play away your time? Do you really take them serious? What actually do you do with the work you have? What impression do you create in the mind of the people you come across in your day-to-day life? These are things that you must reflect and think about them. And with whatever thing you come up as your own thoughts, don't forget to take them back to God, who is a carpenter. For He is the maker, His hands are balanced. Each sawdust pie He crafts, He cuts, forms and reshapes the world outside, picking up broken dreams to set them aside. There are things in our life that needs to be amended. God knows the solution to them. He has a solution, but because with God there is fullness of joy. God has everything that we really need, because His grace is the glue that binds all into place, so that each plank can withstand any storm or race. He will never disband nor change His staff. His love is so strong, no one can part. Whatever happens to you in life, God will never abandon you. Even when you try to desert or abandon God, God still remains faithful. And that is the reason whenever we fail, we want to return back to God, He's always there to welcome us. For those who feel stuck, He sees beyond their plight. With each stroke of His word, He brings hope and delight, mending healing parts. He's burned the altar of the earth. Where every soul finds its rebate, God is a carpenter. He reshapes our life. He picks up our pieces to make us rise when life seems crushing. And on certain parts underfoot, remind yourself as day passes by, God is a carpenter still at your flank, in every dawn, in every hill. For in His workshop we belong. I belong to God's workshop, and I believe you to belong. Make God your own carpenter, and He will surely make you beautiful. He has done His work beautifully well, and He knows that you are beautifully made. Trust in God, because God is a carpenter. A poem written by Sr Prisca Wokore. Don't forget to follow and share this link with your friends. more interesting poems are coming up.